wanted to jump on. It's been a little bit since we've had a live chat. Sorry about that. But I want to let you guys know a couple of things about the channel, about a couple things that are going on with life. So we'll catch you guys up on stuff. Um, so you'll probably hear the dogs in the background here shortly because we have 3 of the dogs up here. Tootsie you'll probably never hear because she's a good girl, but Sinbad and Huxley are up here. Try to move that so you guys don't have as much of a glare off my glasses. So a couple big things going on with the channel. There's 3 videos out right now that are good morning, Bud Files. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Hello. So there's 3 videos out right now for the contest for the giveaway for 4,000 subscribers. Those 3 videos, there's an ASMR video entitled Plan Your Dream Vacation and Hello Madison. There's a video that dropped last night called Praising God for Hearing Our Prayers. And then there's a live entitled Fraction Christian, New Sub Count, ASMR, and Random Chat. And if you watch any of those and comment, one comment on each video would give you a entry into watching while working. Hey, I totally respect that. So Madison's listening while working too, and babysitting the chat. So I get that. But anyway, if you watch any of those, if you make a comment on all 3 of them, that'll be 3 entries into the contest, or one of them, however. But it's 1 entry per comment per video. So 3 videos, 3 entries. So you can't make 50 comments on one video. It doesn't work like that. So, but we're gonna run that contest through 11 o'clock p.m. Central Time on June 6th, and then we'll do the drawing on June 7th sometime during that day, which is also my birthday. So we'll do that, and if you want to get involved, just watch any of those videos, comment nicely, and you'll be entered. And then what else? So big news. I don't know actually which is bigger, hitting 4,000 subscribers or the video count. What do you think, Madison? Which were we more excited about?
4,000.
Okay. Well, 4,000 subscribers was a huge deal because, like, that took way longer than I ever could have imagined. But yesterday we hit another big deal. We had a long form video hit over 1,000. I think it's like 1,400 now, which is awesome because long forms don't get the views typically that shorts do. So even if you are a creator that has a lot of subscribers, the view count is just so tough to get on long form. So we were super excited to get that number yesterday. So yeah, so that's exciting. So those are the 2 things. It was an ASMR video that actually went over 1,400. So I'm very excited about that. So the ASMR thing is kind of taken off on its own, which I'm pretty happy about because those are kind of fun to make. And I actually have a whole list of characters now for ASMR. So my parents, if you're watching, I know you think that's really weird, but it's okay. So my dad just thinks ASMR is just strange, but that's all right. So there'll be 2 new characters this weekend, maybe 3, depending on what I do. But one's coming out tonight. That's a skin doctor video. So if you're into face touching videos, if you're into skincare videos, there's that. And then Saturday night, I'm super excited. You guys get to meet Aunt Tootsie. That's a character name that Madison came up for me. But I can't do accents really well other than Southern accents, and I apologize for people who live down south in America. Don't be offended. It's just fun. But I wish I could do like a Northeastern accent or something because I have family that lives in Jersey, and before that they lived in New York, but I can't do that accent. I've tried, and I can't do it. So I don't know, we'll work on that. But so I have several characters that we're gonna do. Dr. Faulkner is the professor, which Madison thinks is so silly, but that one's from my dad. My dad loves Faulkner, and he likes all of his writing. So, but there's just different characters for different things. I know not everybody that does ASMR has characters. I mean, like Latte, almost all her characters are Latte or Mocha, but that's fine. I like having different characters. So, um, Cat Bailey, if you guys watch him, he has different characters. He does a lot of interesting like school, like teenage, high school characters because he's just kind of he can do the bratty thing really well. So I don't know. I would like to do something along those lines.
Russia.
So, yeah, Madison can do Boris from Soviet Russia. So I want to try to do an ASMR video with Huxley. I do a really good voice for Huxley. It's kind of loud, and I got to work on it to do it where it's whispering for ASMR. So we'll work on that. But yeah, so we're gonna have some fun stuff coming up with ASMR. If you have any ideas, I'm all for it because that's the only problem is I don't really like to like repeat videos, but I don't, you know, there's only so many concepts that you can do in ASMR when you're talking to yourself. I know there's like people that do like the real person ASMR, which if I could convince Madison to sit still, we might do some of those, but yes, sit very, very still and not talk. But no, we might do some of those. I was gonna try to do one with Huxley because most of the time when I make videos, he lays very still on the couch and just falls asleep. And the other night I got the camera all set up, I was ready to go, and we were gonna do a fur inspection and touch his fur and like how people do like scalp inspections on ASMR if you watch ASMR. But they'll go through all the hair and everything. So we were going to do that with his fur. And I was all excited. I was all set up to do it. And then he decided to walk away. So, yeah. Oh, if you ever hear any jingling in the background of any of my videos, it's probably Huxley because most of my filming is downstairs on our in our family room. And Huxley always wants to know what I'm up to. So you'll hear him running up and down the stairs a lot or jumping on the couch. So any of the jingling in the background is Huxley's collar. So, sorry, I had to bring water up here. I always realize I always get really thirsty when I'm doing these lives. So today we came prepared. So what else is going on? Oh, if you live, well, I guess the whole country's got this. What are they called, Madison? What are the bugs?
Cicadas.
Cicadas. Yes. I don't call them cicadas. I call them a different name. But we won't say it to embarrass me. But no, we have a lot of cicadas here. I don't know if you guys have them where you live. I don't like them. I think they're gross. They look, and I don't normally have a problem with bugs. Like I don't like spiders, but like I get the point of spiders. Cicadas, I don't. Spiders have a point. Don't look at me like that. Madison's over here giving me like that disgusting. Spiders do. They have an environmental reason. But no. I get the point of bugs, but cicadas just I don't like them at all. And yesterday we were coming home from, I don't even know what we were doing. Oh yeah, we were coming home from Pizza Ranch, and there was a cicada, a big one, that landed on my car right on the passenger side window. Madison tried to get a picture, but it flew away. So, oh yeah, Pizza Ranch. I don't know if that's a chain, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if that's near you guys, but if you have one, you've never been to, go. I am not a fried chicken person. Madison is, but they have really good fried chicken. They have lots and lots of different kinds of pizza. They have salad. They have cookies. They make a big like plate of chocolate chip cookie that they cut into triangles. Those are really good. That's like our date days when we go to Pizza Ranch. We don't really get to leave very much without the dogs, and that's a fairly quick lunch that we can sneak away and go do that without the dogs freaking out too bad because they don't like to be left alone. So, we did that. Today's my last day off before I go back to work. I did work the holiday, which was fine. Holidays in trucking are really weird because the trucking industry doesn't stop for holidays. I mean, there are certain places that are closed, but a lot of shippers and receivers will have a guard, and so they'll have all their preloaded trailers. So if somebody's going in to pick up, the guards should have their paperwork, or they have a place where the drivers will go pick up their paperwork, and then they can just take off. And then if they're dropping off, then the guard will tell them, okay, go park your loaded trailer over here, and then you can drop your paperwork off here. But inevitably, there's some customer or a couple of customers that tell us, oh yeah, we're going to be open, come on in, it'll be great, la la la, and we send drivers in there and either they can't drop off or they can't pick up, which causes a huge problem. Because if you have a load on you, so you have a trailer that's full of freight, and the customer tells you, oh yeah, you can come in and drop that freight, and you get there and you can't drop that freight, what are you supposed to do with it? Because we don't have yards. I mean, we're a decent sized trucking company, but we don't have drop yards where we can just drop a trailer full of freight wherever we want. You know, there's a few places like in Texas, if they're here in Missouri and they're close to where the headquarters is, they can come there. But we really don't have a lot of options. And you don't want to leave a loaded trailer, even if it's locked, sitting at a truck stop with no truck attached to it, because that's just an invitation for someone to break in and steal it. So, you know, then we have to figure out what we're going to do. And that inevitably causes a lot of problems, and drivers get mad. And then if they're going to pick up a load and we can't get in to get a load, that of course causes problems, because then you're going to have to find another run for that driver. And they may be in an area where there's not a lot of runs because places nearby are closed because of the holiday. And we kind of had planned accordingly on a customer being open, and now they're not. So there's lots of very upset drivers on holidays, and it's not always the most fun to deal with. And a lot of times we're trying to get those drivers home. So they're either taking a load of freight down somewhere where they're going to go home, and they're going to drop the trailer and then go home. And not everybody has room to park a tractor trailer, you know, at their house. You think about that. I mean, that's a huge piece of equipment. And if you live in a subdivision like we do, you're not going to be allowed to park a tractor trailer here. And what are you going to do with it? You know, there's no truck stops close to where we live. I think the closest truck stop to my house is a good 25 minutes from here. And even if you're empty, you know, even if you don't have freight in that trailer, you don't want to leave your truck with all your stuff in it and, you know, go park somewhere and then go home. I mean, it's just not a good idea. So we try to send the guys home without trailers, because a lot of them can park, like, even if you're in a subdivision, like we have a pool that sometimes people will get permission to park in that parking lot, or, you know, at one of the end of the dead end streets in the subdivision, or at least like Walmart that's close or something like that. But if you got a trailer with you, it's a whole nother ball game. And so when these customers tell us, oh yeah, we're going to be open, and they're not open, it's a big deal. So anyway, so that was that weekend. And then there's just a lot of people, like, you know, the holidays in general are stressful for people. If people go home, that could be stressful. So yeah, this should be a normal weekend at work. I work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday this week. So I'm about back into my weekends, which is nice. Right? Is it Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that'll be nice to be back on weekends for a little bit, because Madison's off on weekends. So it's nicer when the way the rotation falls. I get a few weekends, so that's good. Unfortunately this year, because my rotation changed, I have a lot of holidays that I'm working, so that's not so fun, but it is what it is. So what else is going on? Oh, the weather actually here, aside from the bugs, has been nice. St. Louis is very strange. We don't have a very long spring. Like, it kind of just turns into summer, and then you'll have a few days, like today is like in the low 80s, so it's kind of like spring outside. But eventually we're going to get to the point where it's going to be 90 and 85% humidity for days and days and days, which, if you've never experienced really high humidity, just imagine if you took a shower and you're soaking wet, except you're outside and you weren't soaking wet when you went outside, and you go outside and it's like you literally just took a shower. And that's how St. Louis is pretty much all summer, and it's unreal hot. So, and they're saying this year we're going to break record highs, so I'm super excited about that, and very grateful that I have an inside job, because before I got into the trucking industry, I worked at Lowe's, and before that I was at Walmart. And Walmart wasn't so much outside, but trying to air condition a building as big as Walmart, it just doesn't work very well. So it was always hot. And then Lowe's, we did work outside, and Lowe's keeps a lot of doors open on both ends of the building, like their lawn and garden and their lumber area are always open, so it's never cool in that building. So I'm super grateful that I have an inside job now, and I'm not outside when it's 1,000 degrees, because that's not fun. I would not trade I would not trade the job I have now to go back to that for sure. So major props to those of you who work in retail. It's not. I did it for 20 years. I don't want to do it again. Or food service. Madison did food service for how long? A long time. A very long time. A long time.
Decade.
A decade. So I did a couple of years of fast food, but Madison did management in food service. Yeah, couldn't do that. So major props to those of you who do. So yeah, and then let's see what else is going on. Oh, so if you have XM radio, Yacht Rock is back. I'm super excited about that. We like that channel.
Rock is you around.
Well, yeah, okay, Yacht Rock's around, but now it's on its special channel.
Yeah, certain
special.
radios get you.
Yeah, my radio in my car does not get Yacht Rock year round because I'm not cool. And so I'm very excited that Yacht Rock is back around. And if you know me personally, you're probably thinking, why on earth do you listen to that? But I do. I like it. It's very peaceful music, and it's a nice change from what I usually listen to. So, we're all about that. Yeah, music is a good topic. I don't know. Like, I'm very strange about what I listen to. And it's changed over the years. Like, Madison's been a terrible influence. I like 80s music now, which I never liked before, except for a little bit of, like, the hair bands. Like Motley Crue and Rat and Skid Row. I liked all those guys. I still do. But I didn't like the 80s pop music, and I did not like the whiny, I fell in love with you and broke my heart. Like what Taylor Swift sings about now, except it was whiny. And I did not like that. And now I do. It kind of disturbs me. But no, I'm kind of all over the place, and I think a lot of that has to do with what I listened to growing up. Because my mom was really into like the Beatles and Billy Joel, and what else does my mom like? Dire Straits. I'm trying to think what else my mom likes. I don't know. But my dad was always into rock and like Pink Floyd and the band and the Who and Rolling Stones and Crosby, Still, Nash and Young. A lot of that. And so then I got into a lot of metal later, and a lot of like when grunge came out, so like Nirvana and Pearl Jam and those guys, I got into that. Got into like the heavy like industrial music, a lot of foreign industrial music. I like a lot of Italian and German bands that probably not a whole lot of people have heard of, but that's okay. Actually, Lacuna Coil's probably, they're Italian, and they're pretty mainstream now. But I got into a lot of hello, welcome in, nice to see you. Thank you for stopping by. I got into just a lot of weird stuff. And YouTube has been a horrible influence on my music because YouTube's algorithm, I don't know if you don't have a channel, you're probably not that familiar with YouTube's algorithm, but YouTube knows what you watch, and it will. I know, amazing, right? But no, YouTube knows what you watch, and they will suggest stuff. So for music example, like if you listen to industrial music, they're going to suggest other industrial music bands to you. My name is Jennifer, and it's nice to meet you. So, but I kind of have changed a little bit of what I listen to just because YouTube has suggested, hey, you'd probably like this band. And most of the time their suggestions are really good. And then you'll get like, here's a bunch of heavy metal and industrial music for you. And here, you'd probably like this pop band. No, I probably wouldn't. But okay, thanks for suggesting it. So yeah, YouTube's been a really bad influence on my music. But like I said, I've gotten into a lot of stuff that I didn't listen to before. And XM has done a lot for that too, because you don't have commercials, and I actually like listening to the radio because I don't. Madison, can you deal with that person? Thank you. Anyway, but yeah, XM I like because it doesn't have a lot of commercials, and you don't have a lot of, you can kind of pick and choose. So there's like Turbo that lets you listen to 90s and 2000s heavy metal. There's a whole 80s station. There's yacht rock. There's all that stuff, which is nice because then you don't have some of the radio stations that are paid radio. Regular car radio. It just there's so much commercial, and I get that's where they make their money, but there's just so much nonsense on there, and every radio station times it so that when one radio station goes to commercial, they all go to commercial, so you don't have a choice but to listen to commercials, which is really annoying. So we've either got XM or Madison's playlist. Madison has an Apple iPhone, and you put Apple Play in your car, and that's really nice. CarPlay, sorry, Apple CarPlay. So that's really nice. So then you don't have to listen to commercials. So I know, I get it. I get people get paid from that, but at the same time, I don't need to hear literally 3 minutes of commercial just to have 30 minutes of music.
Those commercials are what pay.
I know they pay. I know they pay lots of people. So I get it, but I don't like it on the radio. But I get it on YouTube though, because that's how YouTube works. So, but anyway, so yeah, there's a couple other things I'm going to talk about. Now that I'm sitting here on live, I can't remember what they were. Oh, that was what I was going to talk about. So I had a live stream video that went over 1,000 views, and that's a huge deal. And I know all of us.
Wasn't a live stream.
Huh?
It was a long form.
No, I said a long form.
You said live stream.
Oh, sorry, a long form that went over 1,000 views. So, anyway, I want to encourage you to hit long form videos, because YouTube will suggest them to you. And there's been a lot of videos and people that I wouldn't have found if I would, because I know we're all into the instant gratification, and shorts feeds are great. And I like shorts feeds too. Don't get me wrong. I'll flip through them a lot, because you can get some interesting stuff in there. But give the long forms out there. If YouTube makes a suggestion, you might like that person. And there's some people that put some time and creativity into them. Is it Layla the Boxer?
Yes.
Yeah, Layla the Boxer. She does some, and they're only like a minute and a half, 2-minute long videos, and she's hilarious. And that was just a fluke that we found her. And she does mostly long form videos. So give long form videos a chance, because you don't know what you don't know what you would be missing. Good morning, Eric. Nice to see you. Thank you for dropping in. I appreciate it. So, but anyway, so I've been mostly, like I said, working on videos for you guys. I'm trying to come up with some creative ASMR videos. I have, let me get my fun little list here. Let's see. Oh, and music for shorts videos. And Madison and I made a whole list the other night of music for shorts videos. Because there's a lot of music that's available on YouTube Shorts for that. But yeah, so I'm just based upon like what people have liked on my ASMR videos, we're gonna do some. People like the typing, so we're gonna do a lot of typing stuff. And people like there's some videos, and I know I like them too, where like people are just working quietly, like shuffling through papers and typing and talking to themselves. So we'll do some of that. A lot of people have liked my therapist roleplay ones, anti-anxiety videos, I know, anti-stress videos. I'm gonna do some more of those because it's a very stressful time to live these days, so we'll do some more of those fun things. I do need to get a hold of Madison's keyboard that lights up and do a semi-dark room ASMR video with typing, so you guys can see that, because it is a pretty cool keyboard. And I think I'm looking into, and you have to do it right and do it correct, do it respectfully. I have to find books that aren't still under copyright, but I'm going to try to do some reading sessions with you guys. But it's a weird mix. I mean, a lot of the books that aren't under copyright anymore are pretty old. Obviously, that's why they're no longer under copyright. So I don't really want to read 300 pages of Dracula. One, because I didn't really enjoy that book. I like all the Dracula movies. The book was not that great in my opinion. And I'm not reading. What is his name? Is it Tale of Two Cities? No, The Great Gatsby. I am not reading The Great Gatsby. I know people like that book and people think it's amazing. No, I did not enjoy it. I don't enjoy the concept behind it. I'm just not going to read it. So.
Scott Fitzgerald's corpse is.
I know F. Scott Fitzgerald is really sad and mad at me at the moment, but he'll get over it. It's not a good book. I read it in multiple English classes. Not a good book. But no, I want to do some reading, and I know there's lots of people that read, and I know there's people that have read modern books on there, but the chances of getting in trouble with copyright are pretty high. I've seen people read stuff like Harry Potter and stuff, and sure, I would love to read Harry Potter to you guys because I think that would be fun. But Harry Potter is still copyrighted, and I really don't want to get my channel shut down for a copyright strike, so I'm not going to do it. Those people who do it, good for them, but I'm not going to risk it. So I don't know. I'm going to have to play around and see if anybody has any classic literature out there that they really, really, really enjoy that is not copyrighted anymore. Let me know. I think I saw that there is some of the Sherlock Holmes that isn't copyrighted anymore, and that might be kind of fun. Just because I can't do a British accent, but well, I kind of can. But we could play around with some of that. There's a lot of poetry that isn't copyrighted anymore. That would be kind of fun.
Sherlock Bones.
Oh, Sherlock Bones. We could do Sherlock Bones as Hux. He would be pretty fun. But no, I like to do some reading for you guys. I like doing. I did so the video that went huge was a video where we were pretending to be on a cruise ship and you were dreaming. And I like the idea of like vacation, taking a mental vacation. Those are kind of fun. I'm going to do a series, and I hope it goes as well as I want it to. But I want to do a series about space travel and kind of loosely base it on some different space movies that are out there. I don't want to steal anyone's idea, obviously, but not Star Wars. No Star Wars. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. Sorry to those of you who are, but I never got into Star Wars. I didn't. Sorry. I didn't. I've never. I know I like Aliens, but there's other movies besides Aliens that are out there that I like, and not Predator because that's awful. But no, there's some other aliens. There's some other non-alien movies that are space related that I think would be fun. Guardians of the Galaxy would be fun because there's a lot of good characters in there. So yeah, I don't know. And then there's I'd love to do a vampire ASMR just because that would be fun. I wish. Okay, this is gonna really freak some of you out, but back in the day when I had a different outlook on life, I had custom made vampire fangs, and I seriously wish I still had them. They were chrome and they were slick, but I don't have them anymore. So that was way before you knew me. Don't worry about it. We've been together a long time, and you've never experienced that horrible period in high school, so be grateful. My parents can tell you all about it. But no, that would be fun. I've seen some different people do that. I've seen some male AMS artists do the Joker. But I don't know. That's a hard character. Like the Joker's really a complex character. But I think in terms of like doing makeup and stuff, that one would be fun. Just because there's not a whole lot of makeup involved in the Joker. But yeah, there's some pretty cool, there's some pretty creative people out there that have done different things with ASMR. So I want to kind of play around with that. So I don't know. I want to get into the haircutting ones, but I'm a klutz and I really don't want to like cut my own finger. That's what I'm terrified of, is if I'm like fake cutting someone's hair and like hold, and then I would cut my finger. That wouldn't be a very good thing to do. So I really don't want blood on my camera. I got to think about that a long time before I do that. So if you are someone that is, a little bit klutzy and self-destructive. I'm sure you appreciate the concept, but yeah, I'm the type of person that walks into a piece of furniture that's never moved in 15 years. Like it, I broke a toe on our dresser a few years ago, and that dresser has not moved since we moved into this house. And I kicked it like I'd never seen it before, and yeah, that worked out really well. So don't do that. So yeah. And then some other video. There's a cat video out this morning. That is not our cat. That is my parents' cat. But she's pretty cool, so we have her out. We're gonna do some more stuff with the dogs now that it's nice. We need to get back to the dog park. You know that? We should go to the dog park.
Yeah, dogs and bugs.
Yeah, dogs and bugs. Yeah, I know dogs and bugs. So, but yeah, no, we need to get the dogs out a little bit more. So, we'll do that. I might even get Paige's cat on. That would be fun. So yeah, but I want to do some different stuff on the channel that we haven't done before, and kind of see what we can do. Trucking Tuesday is going really well. If you guys are into Trucking Tuesday, this Tuesday is going to be about truck breakdown. We just had trailer breakdown, and we're going to talk about truck breakdown. Truck breakdown is kind of actually pretty exciting to me because that's something that, at least on my shift, we haven't had to deal with until recently, other than just report it. But now we're having to get service for it, and I thought getting trailer service in the middle of New Mexico at like 3 a.m. was difficult. Getting it in New Mexico at 3 a.m. for a truck is a whole nother story. So I'm kind of excited to talk about that topic. And if there's anything you guys want to know about the trucking industry, I would be more than happy to try to do a feature on that. So I'd like to talk to a couple of drivers, and even if they're not willing to go on camera, get some quotes from some of them that have been driving for a long time. And the industry's changed a lot. I mean, they used to have paper logs. Now it's all electronic, and their hours are pretty well regulated. But freight in general has changed. You don't see the farm equipment loads that you did before. Now it's a lot of industry. We haul a lot of packaging material, things like that, and food is obviously a big thing. Medical supplies, different things like that. So the industry's changed a lot, and the demand for certain stuff has changed a lot too. It's not just like Black Friday stuff. It's people want electronics all the time. People want good deals on stuff all the time. So big stores will run good deals on stuff all the time, and they've got to prepare for that. So it's an interesting business just from what's out there, and what the demand for things are. So if you guys have questions about it, I would love to do a feature on stuff for people about that. So so we've got that, and then I'm trying to do ASMR at least 4 or 5 days a week. If not, well, we'll say 4 days a week, if not 5. But then I don't know. That just kind of depends. So, ooh, I did not turn my text messages off on silent. Sorry, guys. My bad. I should have silenced my phone. There we go. Yeah, that's the other thing. Phone etiquette in terms of people who film on your phone. You don't stop and think about what you have to turn off before you sit down to film. I'm so spoiled at doing it on my other camera now and not so much on my phone that I don't think about that. But I'm really bad about not turning the notifications off on my watch, and I have to sit there and make myself do that before I sit down to film, because I don't really want to be in the middle of a really quiet session and have my watch go off, because that would be kind of out of character for the video. So I wish the dogs were being a little more silent. Let's see if we can get Huxley on camera. Huxley, you want to say hi, people? You want to say hi?
Good, bad.
Here, come here.
Who wants a treat?
Who wants a Treato? You want Treato? Let's see if we can get him on camera for you guys. Come here, Hux. Hold on, I'm gonna get you a Treato. You want a treat? Come here, Sinbad.
Mommy's almost out of treats.
No, we have more downstairs.
There's one back, so no, you
There was 2 down there.
don't. No,
Oh,
I
okay.
checked. You use that one.
Okay. Come here, Hux. Huxley. Huxley, come here. Huxley, come here. He has to do his stretch.
Come here a second.
Hey, come here.
Oh.
Come here. Yeah. Hi. Hi. Now what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'll hold you. You can eat it. He's like, but I can't eat up here, Mom.
I'll let the poor guy down.
You want to eat? Okay, I'll let you go eat. Here. Here you go. Good boy. We'll get him back up here in just a minute once he gets done eating his snack. So he's not like, he'll get on Madison's lap, but he's not super comfortable being held. So we'll get him back up here in just a second. But anyway, I have to go to Costco to get more treats for them. That's where we get their treats. So Costco has all natural chicken jerky treats that they don't have anything in them other than chicken, and I think it's not salt, but it's some kind of something that they put on them for when they make them into jerky. But it doesn't have all the other, there's no grain or anything like that in there. So we like having those for our dogs. So, and our dogs get all homemade food too. So that's nice. We try to take good care of them. They're our babies. So, we're an adoption family. So, we try to rescue the puppies. Well, all of our pets have been adopted. Our cats were all adopted. So our cats are all, the cats that we've had throughout our time together have been rescues too. So rescues deserve a chance. We're big on supporting the rescues. Are you done with your snack? You want to come on? You want to come on and talk to people? All right, come here. Come here. Yes. Come. Come here. Oh, come here. Oof. There. Oh, say hi. Say hi. Say hi, people. Say I'm Huxley. You want to talk for them? You want to talk for them? You want to talk for them? No, not gonna do it. Say, hi, I'm Huxley. And I love everybody. Yeah, I mostly love my family though. You're a good boy. You're a good boy.
You only do that when Nemo's around.
See, I don't howl unless Nemo's around. Say, no. Maybe Nemo will come visit. We'll see if Nemo comes and visits. Yeah. Oh, careful, get down. You're okay. So, anyway, that's Huxley. Sinbad won't get on camera. We're gonna go see if we can get Nemo to come in here. We'll see. I don't know. He's a little shy and cranky sometimes. He's our old man, but he might come in. But anyway, other stuff that's going on. Let's see.
Nemo's in the shoe.
Oh, is Nemo hiding? Okay, well, poor Nemo.
He's in the shoe.
Nemo's in lockdown. But he'll be all right. When Nemo gets tired, he's a cranky old man. You don't disturb him when he's sleeping. So, but anyway, so I'm trying to think what else is going on that's exciting. What is going on that's exciting? I don't know. So for those of you who just came in, there is 3 videos up alive and 2 videos if you are interested in getting in on our 4,000 subscriber giveaway. And I will put those in the comment of this live as well. But we will be drawing for that on June 7th. So if you're interested, be sure to watch and comment on those videos. Can you?
Yeah.
Thanks. So yeah, we'll be doing that. And then hopefully, we've been kicking around a new concept for a video for Friday nights. So, those of you who are into nostalgia, we're gonna maybe do a video on Friday nights. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we'll work that in with ASMR. We might do that on like Friday afternoons or something.
That's kind of harsh.
What?
Just where you live.
Yeah.
United States.
Okay. So, but anyway, so we're gonna try to do some of that and talk about some older stuff and see. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to hop on because I hadn't done a live in a little while, and I wanted to talk to you guys about what's going on. Oh, we can talk. So then, once we finish breakdown, on Trucking Tuesday, I want to talk about some of the different specialty drivers that are out there. We only work with reefer drivers, but at my previous carrier, we work with hazmat, and hazmat's an interesting concept, just because of all the laws and regulations. So we'll do a series about that. And hazmat's interesting because depending on what level of hazmat you're hauling, you're only allowed to park in certain places. In certain cities, they have special routes that you have to go around. For example, Atlanta, you're not allowed to go anywhere. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, welcome. Thank you for stopping in. So we'll be talking about some of the different stuff with that. Some other trucking topics. I have a whole list, actually, that we can talk about. Let's see. I have to find that particular list. A lot of lists on ASMR, but not so much on Trucking Tuesday. There we go. We can talk about DOT laws and scales, because somebody was asking me in another video what it's like at the scale houses. And believe it or not, if you live in the United States, a lot of times when you drive by those scales and it'll say scale house closed, they used to be manned all of the time. They're not so much anymore. A lot of it is electronic, and drivers will have this device in their truck that will tell them whether or not they need to go through the scale house. And the way that device works is it knows how many times you have scaled at a certified scale, because drivers are only allowed to scale at certified scales. The number one company for certified scales in the United States is Cat Scales, and there's electronically it keeps track of how many times that you've scaled. And so if you've scaled what DOT considers a good number of times recently, a lot of times you won't get pulled into the scale house, but sometimes you do. And even if those scale houses aren't manned, they'll still have you go through them, and you'll sit on the scale, do your thing, and then you'll go. But the fun thing about scale houses, whether there's actually a person manning them or not, a lot of times police will sit there, because if drivers get pulled in, it's an easy place for them to do a DOT inspection because the driver's already off the road. So that's a lot of places where guys will get put out of service, is because DOT officers don't want somebody sitting on the side of a highway shut down if they put them out of service. So scale houses are a safe place off the road for the officer to do inspections, and if need be, for somebody to get service. So, and I'm not talking bad about police officers. They have a job to do too. It's their job to keep an eye and make sure that drivers are driving safely and with safe equipment. And that's what they're looking for. They're not out to get truck drivers. They're just out to do their job. And I think that if you're going to pull somebody in, at least keep them off the highway is a smart thing to do. So we'll talk about that, especially because somebody asked me about it. We'll talk about what it's like being in the truck for the guys that are over the road, what it's like staying in the truck, what they keep in the truck, how they, live their life when they're gone from their home for weeks or whatever at a time. We have some drivers that are out a couple months at a time. We have drivers that only go home on major holidays or their kids' birthdays, and the rest of the time they're out. So we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about some of the different office jobs that maybe people don't necessarily know about, and how that works, how people get customers to work for their companies and things like that. Talking about what truck stops are like and what goes on at truck stops, in terms of just the amount of people that are there. I mean, there's a truck stop fairly close to my work, and that thing is full 24/7. The parking is really a premium these days. And then talking about safety out on the road, the next generation of drivers and driver turnover, and then we'll talk about we did a video already about hours of service, and I didn't get so much into some of the special statuses, so driving in bad weather, letting drivers go on personal convenience when they're on their off time. So we'll talk about some of that too. So that'll be fun. So if you are a professional driver and you want to talk, I would love to talk to you. Or if you just have questions about the trucking industry, I would love to talk about that as well, because I think it's an industry that people think they know a lot about. Um, but there's a lot that goes on that people don't necessarily know about. And I think in terms of like drivers in general, those are jobs that people have in their heads. Sometimes like they think they know what kind of people would drive a truck, but you'd actually be surprised. There's a lot of people that drive trucks for all kinds of different reasons. We have guys that drive and they're going to school online. We have people that have gotten back into the industry because it's a profitable industry for them, and they needed to go back to school because they are trying to put their kids through college or things like that. We've had people that have come in and out of the industry, and then we've had guys that have been drivers that have come into the office. So, there's some people in the office that I work with closely that used to drive, and it was just a natural step of progression for them to come off the road as their kids got older and they wanted to do more with their, have time with their family. So, but still stay in the industry. So it's kind of it's an interesting business in terms of that. There are some drivers that tell me they would never do the office side. I would never do the driving side. So, it's kind of interesting like that. So I would love to do that. And I think at some point I'd like to talk about my time in retail, because I think there's a lot of interesting stories about retail that people maybe don't know how much goes on behind the scenes. And maybe one of these days I'll interview Madison about Madison's time in food service. So, because that's just something I didn't have a lot of experience with. And then one of these days I'm gonna get my parents to talk to you guys, because I think both of them had interesting jobs. My dad was an attorney and my mom was a counselor, and before that she was a teacher. And then my dad was in the Navy, so I'd like for him to talk to you guys about that too. So, and I just think my parents are kind of interesting people, and I'd like to annoy them and put them on camera. So we'll do that one of these days. I think now they're more interesting now than when they were working, just because they do volunteer work, and I think they're busier now than when they were working. So they have a lot going on in their lives, and that's good though. I think when you're retired, you shouldn't just not, it's nice when you're working to say that when I'm retired, I'm not gonna work and I'm not gonna do anything. But at the same time, I think when you retire, it's nice to do things and get out in the world and still be part of society, and not just not do anything with the rest of the world. Though there's days that Madison and I both are like, when we're done working, we're not going to talk to anybody. So, I don't know, maybe Madison will surprise all of us and want to talk to everyone, because Madison works from home and doesn't necessarily interact with a whole lot of people.
That's delightful.
You are delightful. You are a delight. Madison is very delightful. So we'll do some of that. But no, I just think people have different, I like to talk to different kinds of people. I've met a lot of truck drivers have really interesting backstories. There's a driver that I work with that's lived all over the world. There's a driver that he's on vacation, right? He took a couple months of vacation to go to the Philippines. There's guys that take off. There's a couple of guys that work together at my company that take off and go on a chartered fishing boat for I think they go for 2 weeks. They go out of Florida somewhere, and they're out in the middle of the ocean doing deep sea fishing for 2 weeks. That seems like a long time to be at sea, and lots of bad, scary things could happen. But they enjoy it. We have a guy that does triathlons. He does the biking, swimming, running thing, and he trains while he's out on the road, which is pretty impressive, because he drives. I mean, drivers get 11 hours a day that they can drive, and he drives pretty close to that, and then he trains, and then he sleeps, and he gets up and does it all over again. And he has the foldable bike that he takes with him, and then he belongs to a couple of different gyms, just because not every gym has a pool, and so he belongs to a couple of different gyms, so he can swim and then obviously do running. And he does some treadmill running and some road running to prepare for his races while he's out on the road, which is just incredible. He's done a lot of charity runs. We have a lot of guys that do a lot of volunteering for different things. They do the Wreaths Across America, which is for veterans. We have a lot of people that are involved in animal rescues and volunteer their home time to help with animal rescues because a lot of drivers have rescue dogs in their trucks. And that's I think we'll do a topic about that, and I'm actually going to write that down. Um, about the pets that are in trucks because it's not just dogs. We have drivers that have cats, birds, um, had a couple of reptiles. But you have to be careful about that one because the trucks, even with APUs, there is temperature issues in trucks. And also, certain customers are very picky. There are some customers that don't allow dogs on their property. So or they won't let you let your dog out on their property, so your dog will have to stay in the truck. But there's some customers like we can't send some drivers to because they're solo drivers and they have dogs, so they have nowhere to drop the dog. You know, if you're a team, you can drop your teammate and the dog off like at the truck stop, go get loaded or unloaded and come back. But if you're solo, you don't have that option. But yeah, I think we'll do a topic about pets in the trucks because I had no idea that and when I first started at the carrier I'm at now that people would actually have a cat in a truck. But apparently we have several drivers now that have cats in trucks, and a couple of them that have more than one cat in a truck. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Um, but actually, there's a lot of customers that will have little goodie bags for drivers that have pets in their trucks, and not just pet food companies. We have we have a couple of water customers that will have goodie bags for drivers that have pets. So they'll have a bottle of water for the dog that's in the truck, and then a little bag with bones and stuff like that. A lot of the pet companies will have little goodie bags, little sample bags of their pet's food and pet treats that they'll give to the drivers. Because hey, why not? That's great advertising for you. Huxley, jump!
Come on,
Huxley, jump! Huxley likes to sit like this, and that's what he's doing at the moment. That's his pose to get attention and or food. So, but he's currently sitting on Madison's lap. But anyway, so yeah, we'll do a little bit of talking about that with Trucking Tuesday and some other things. So,
All right, get down, brothers.
So yeah. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to hop on and talk to you guys because I hadn't talked to anybody on live in a little while, and I do enjoy doing these. Oh, movies coming out. Has anybody got any movies that they want to see this year? Because we were watching the trailers for this summer, and I think there was only one. I think there was only one movie we wanted to see, wasn't there?
Oh, those trailers we saw.
Yeah. What was the name of that movie? Now that I can't think of it. Hold on, Madison's looking. But there is one movie that we really want to see this summer. So I don't know. It's just not a lot of Wolves. Okay, yeah, we want to see Wolves. That looks really good. So if anybody else out there has got movies that they're interested in, I would love to hear because we don't actually go to the movies. We'll wait for them to come home.
Deadpool.
Oh yeah, we got Deadpool. That's right. Deadpool's coming out. Sorry, my bad. I forgot about that. I don't know how I forgot about that. We actually haven't gone to the movies in a really, really, really long time. Just because it's hard to leave the dogs alone that long. So, but we'll wait for them to come out on Netflix or whatever. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing a couple of movies that are coming out this summer. So we'll see. The new Alien movie is coming out this summer, but I'm not like super stoked about that because the last one was rather disappointing. So I'm trying not to get my hopes up. Try not to be disappointed again. So I think that's the bad thing about movies once you've made like 2 or 3 of them, even if you're doing prequels or whatever, they just don't normally turn out to be as good. Great concept, but they just don't necessarily turn out. The books are always really good, but the movies tend not to do so well. And that's interesting about like books to movies because I know Madison has read Ready Player One and Ready Player Two, and I guess the books are very, very different. And then The Martian, I guess and I love them. I love the movie The Martian. I guess there was a lot left out from the book, but that's the thing. Like a lot of those books are just so long. I mean, even Harry Potter, and they made what 7, 8 of those movies, 8 movies, and those books are so long. You just can't put everything that's in the books in the movies. So that's the only thing. And I don't know how much you guys all read. I don't read as much as I just don't read like I used to. But when I was reading a whole lot, It always used to make me mad, like Stephen King books. Stephen King is an amazing writer, but his movies don't come out as well. They're just not as scary as the books. I think his books are terrifying. The Green Mile, to me, just the actors in it were really good, and what the actors did was really good. It just wasn't that good of a movie, and it's a really good book. The Shining was really terrifying to me, and it just didn't come across well in the movie. So, Pet Cemetery, same thing. I didn't like Pet Cemetery as a movie at all, and I loved the book. And I know they just did a remake of that. I haven't seen it, but yeah. So that's always interesting when you have the debate and people get mad like about stuff that gets left out of movies that were in books and vice versa. So, but yes, but anyway, at least you can listen to books on CD or books on, you know, you can download books to listen to on like your phone and stuff like that. Now I need to do more of that, but so I have a nice enough commute that I could get quite a bit of reading. And I read Colin Jost's book that I don't remember what the name of his book was.
A very punchable face.
A Very Punchable Face. Yes, Colin Jost, who's on SNL. I read his book, listening to it on my phone, and it's hilarious. He's very funny, even off camera. He's an extremely funny person. So, but I think I'm gonna jump off here, guys. I'm gonna go make some videos. I got a couple ASMR videos I want to get knocked out before I go back to work, and I got to get those edited. So feel free to leave any comments. My email is in my YouTube description. It's fracturedchristian@gmail.com. So I would love to hear from you. And thanks all of you who came out to hang out with me. And I hope you all have a really awesome day. Take care.